Hey, what up? It's Ross Cessna, the spiritual phoenix, and I'm coming up on a year since I left 12 step recovery, and I wanted to make this video um, for people that were in recovery or are in recovery that wonder what it's like once you leave, right? Because some of us, maybe it is just a temporary stay. Um, Ranji, come. Sorry, my dog went on my lap. Ranji, come. So, I think first off, in case people don't know me, I should just give you a brief synopsis of what brought me to recovery. The really quick overview of everything is I partied a shit ton, had some mental health issues, got in a lot of trouble. Um, Basically, my life was a shit show. So going into recovery was kind of like this Hail Mary pass to see if I could turn things around. And it really sincerely did help. I put so much effort into it and I got a lot of traction. I really changed a lot of my cognitive things and I got past a lot of issues. The thing of it is, in going through this process of deep understanding and healing, I learned lots of things about myself. One of which was I'm autistic. And always people always say like, "Oh, you don't seem autistic." Part of autism is masking. Part of masking is acting like you're not autistic. So I'm actually probably a pretty good actor at acting like I'm not autistic, maybe. Anyhow, um, that started to kind of bump up against things because after a certain point, um, what was required of me in 12 step work was actually like pushing back on autism. And from lots of things that I've seen, there is like different therapy that's supposed to make autistic people not autistic. And it's very stressful and harmful for a lot of those people, right? It started to feel to me like 12 step recovery was taking on that flavor. And I left. And that was right around this time last year. Now, generally, they tell you that the three places you go after you leave a 12 step program is jails, institutions, and death. Death. Here's the thing, right? I am going to die at some point, so that one 100% accurate. Realistically, I'm sure that some people do go back on their bullshit. It's been a year. I've not drank alcohol one time. I've not done any illegal drugs. um, I have smoked some CBD hemp. Some of it does have THCA in it. It actually helps me. Part of autism is you have more endocannabinoid receptors than the average person does. So CBD and THC can actually be helpful to autistic people. And for me, what it does is it makes my symptoms of autism a little bit less stringent, and it makes it easier for me to not have sensory overload from day-to-day things. The other thing is it actually helps me from burning myself out because I learned to take breaks and I learned to slow down. Now, a lot of people would say you could learn that on your own. And maybe most people can. Part of autism is issues with self regulation and all of these things, right? When I initially started 12 step recovery, it was more so to create space between me and using pot and finding better ways to live. After a period of time there, I felt more committed to staying in it just because it was working out really well for me. I have nothing against abstinence. I have nothing against people in recovery. I have nothing against 12 step programs. I don't think that they're right for everybody, and I do not think that they are the long term solution for everybody. And I think that some of the ways that they approach situations can be harmful. And I think that a lot of people offer unsubstantiated advice for topics that they have absolutely no business speaking about. Whole other topic. I owe lots of where I'm at today to 12 step programs and the information that they taught me. In fact, I'm in the process of writing my second book, and I'm revisiting some of the concepts of the steps in my own understanding, in my own experience, reworded differently to help other people who might have some of these same issues that I did navigate it. And I'm sure that that's like an abomination to people in 12-step recovery programs. Basically, all of them are in some deviation of one of the original ones anyhow. So it's the same shit, right? I'm happier now. My life is less stressful. Things are not perfect. Things were not perfect when I was in recovery. I feel confident and comfortable in myself again. I'm no longer second guessing everything, because first thought wrong is good practice for a lot of people. Part of autism, though, is executive functioning issues. I already have a hard time making choices, and because of the nature of my mind, I can literally spin myself into circles at times with trying to rely on some of the moralism that is inherent in 12-step work. Because sometimes life is not as binary as it's put out there in a lot of their practices. So for me, the experience has been good leaving. People do have good experiences. Now, did I relapse? Honestly, it's a matter of who is judging me. If I was in 12-step recovery, would I say that I relapsed? Yes. When I first started using CBD, hemp, and THCA and all of that stuff, did I view it as a relapse? Yes. How do I see it now? I see it as somebody who made a choice with the information they had available to them at that time, and committed to a worldview without fully understanding the circumstances that they were in. Now, can I see that pot, like actual pot, caused problems for me? Yes. Are some of those problems directly related to the pot? Potentially. Most of the actual issues that I've faced, though, are more relative to autism and having a neurological condition that shows up in antisocial ways and can have hallmarks of substance abuse in ways of dealing with the incredibly intense emotions of the condition. So I honestly don't perceive this as a relapse, because I chose to leave the program consciously, made these choices consciously, and realistically, I'm actually still living a good, centered life to the best of my ability, and I am still trying to help people and carry within me the wisdom that I was taught in that program. To me, the relapse of going back to who I was, who was a unmotivated person, who was stuck, who hated life and everybody in it, who had nothing that they gave a shit about, that is the relapse I am concerned about. And I had to fight through a shit ton of guilt and shame about my choice for my own health and my own well-being to get to where I'm at today, to say that no, what I did, look, anybody can call it a relapse if they want to. The thing is, though, if you look at the evidence and you look at the happiness of my life, and if I am telling you I actually am happier, and that while life is not perfect, it was never perfect for me, it will never be perfect for me, I think that should have more bearing than living by some draconian all or nothing policy. All or nothing thinking is literally a symptom of imbalance. And look, I get it. For some people, that is the choice. All or nothing thinking is probably still where I'm going to stick with alcohol. Alcohol, I've not had good experiences on it because of the autism in particular. The grain in it is not good for me. The sugar in alcohol is not good for me. And when I understand the alcoholism in particular, or the drinking, like overindulgence in alcohol, part of that is because of the autism and the chemistry of all of that, right? Probably not a good thing for me to do. Probably not a good thing for me to smoke pot, like, regularly. I've not smoked pot yet. I do not know what it's like. I can't say. THCA hemp. Look, I went off the deep end with it for a while. No problem saying that. Pretty common when we are away from something, we tend to overindulge, right? Now that I've had that period of time, I'm coming into what I feel is a more responsible way to approach it. And to me, THCA hemp does not leave me wrecked. It does not leave me out of it. It does not even really make you quote unquote stoned. What it does is it softens some of this incessant need to accomplish and consistently be doing. And it allows me to feel more peace. Now look, I was able to cultivate peace within the 12-step program. The fact of the matter is, though, the fallout of having to do that and everything that I had to do made it impossible to have a life outside of recovery and work. That means I had no space left for anything else. Currently, right now, I'm still up to my gills in resolving things to build a foundation. So I still don't have a lot of space for things. The issue, or the thing that's different, is I don't have pressure to expand my life beyond what it is capable of handling at this time. And the choices of my life are not being filtered through the expectations of other people who do not have autism. Trying to communicate the struggles that I have to go through to people in recovery was one of the most dehumanizing experiences ever, because anything that I would try to articulate was met with "me too." It was not understanding how there could be differences because of a neurological condition. And again, part of recovery is focus on the similarities, not the differences. Sometimes you do have to look at what is different. So anyhow, I really just wanted to make this for myself because I used to do a yearly thing where I would talk about my clean date. And I thought that was really important. I also think that it's incredibly important to share where I'm at now, what's going on with me now, and how I'm feeling. I'm incredibly grateful for all of the people that have helped me in the 12-step program. I'm incredibly grateful for the people that I've interacted with after I've left, that I still have contact with. I don't have any animosity towards it. There's things that I don't like. Life is a gray area. Totally get it. Grateful for my time, grateful to be done, grateful to move forward, and grateful for you if you check this out. So anyhow, thanks so much. I hope you have a blessed day. Peace.